In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the front CV axles on this GMC Sierra. These are going to be located behind the front wheels. Let's get into it. Now we're going to take off the wheel. Use a 22mm socket to take the lug nuts off. Remove the wheel by using a 15mm wrench on the nut and a 15mm socket. I'm going to take this apart. Take the nut off. There's a bushing right here. Pull that off. You should be able to slide the bolt all the way out. Just using a pry bar, we'll just pry up and then pull the center part out. We're going to take the axle nut off, use a 36mm socket. There's a washer, you want to take that off as well. We're going to remove this lower shield, use a 15mm socket, take these bolts out. There's two right here in the middle. And then two at the back. And the shield comes right down. Now we're going to take these bolts out, use a 15mm socket. And that's the last one. Now we're gonna support the lower control arm. We're just using a pole jack. Just take a little tension off. We're gonna remove these two lower shock bolts. Use a 15mm socket. Now I'm just gonna lower the pole jack. Just wanna move the shock out of the way a little bit. Under the hood, above the shock tower, is where we're going to access the nuts. You can see where there's some wire retainers above the studs. Just grab those. You want to pull those up. Pull those off the studs. Just like that. There's another one right here. Pull that up and out of the way. Now you can access all the nuts. I'm going to use an 18mm socket. Take these off. Pull that off. And the last one. Oh, and the shock fell down, that's okay. Now, if you need to, you can push down or pry down on the whole suspension to try to get the lower part of the shock off the control arm. And then this pulls right out. And there it is. Grab the axle, slide this down, and you can pull it right out. And there it is. Take the new axle, go through the hub, get that lined up. Take the bolts, get those started. Now we're going to snug these down. Just going to snug one and then go 180 degrees. Snug that one down, and then just go around and tighten them all down. just so it tightens them evenly. That's good. Now I'm going to torque these bolts to 58 foot-pounds. I'm going to do the same thing. Just go around 180 degrees, get this one torqued. And we can go around to the other ones, torque the other ones. That's good. Now I'll take the spring and shock assembly, slide that in. Get that lined up top, and take one of the nuts. Get that started just so it doesn't fall. That's good. Put the 2 bolts in, get those started. There we go, those are started. Snug these down. Now we're going to torque these bolts to 37 foot-pounds. Now I'll take the bolt, I'm going to go through, then I'm going to put a bushing, and the spacer, washer, and another bushing. And if you need to, you can use a pry bar if you have to pry this up or down. Go through the sway bar, and on top, another bushing. The washer. I'm just going to pry this up. And put the nut on top. Get that started. And use a 14mm wrench, 14mm socket. Snug this down. And we're going to torque this to 17 foot-pounds. There we go. Put the nuts on. And the other nut. Snug those down. And we're going to torque those to 37 foot-pounds. That's good. Now take the wire retainers. You want to push those over the studs. Push those down. That's good. Put the axle nut on. Get that started. Snug it down. And we want to torque it. We're going to use a pry bar in between the studs just to prevent the hub from spinning while we're tightening it. We're going to torque this to 177 foot-pounds. to go. Now I'll put the wheel on. Get the lug nuts started. And snug these down. Now we're going to torque these lug nuts in a cross pattern to 140 foot-pounds. Just go around again, double check. That was a quick and easy job, and now you're good to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.